Happy Monday. Welcome to our first class out of 4. Here we go.
All right, let's get started. All right, I'm going to get everybody started. Let's talk about a few basic concepts before we go into what Margaret's going to be doing in the second half of this class. Let's talk a little bit about pitch. Some of you already understand this, but I want you to remember that pitch comes from your hips, okay? It comes from the tilt in your hips, and I want you to think about like where that crease is. It's kind of like if we were to stand on the balls of our feet, which I want everyone to do right now in your living room or in your dance studio, if you're in a dance studio. I want you to get on the balls of your feet, and I want you to keep your pitch so that it's a little bit forward. You should be able to stay here for a very long time. If you tighten your abs and you pull your shoulder blades down and you keep your head looking and facing front, you will have no issues whatsoever. And then your legs will get stronger, your thighs will get stronger, your calves will get stronger, and then your feet will also get stronger. So we want to practice that every day, every evening, whenever you can do it. You really want to think about pitch. Pitch being tilted a little bit forward and being on the balls of your feet. Notice if I pitch back at all, I'm going to fall, and I don't want to fall. I also want you to practice that same thing standing on one leg, and we've done that before. So I want you to think, I'm on one leg. You don't have to be on the balls of your feet. You can be all the way on one foot. I want you to keep your frame in front of you. I want you to think, tighten your abs, pull your shoulder blades down, and then I want you to try it on the other leg. So try it on the right leg, see how long you can stay there, keep the head facing forward, tighten the abs, shoulder blades down. Your leg's going to wiggle. It's always adjusting. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Once you feel comfortable with that, I want you to practice lifting the heel and turning. That's also going to be a strength exercise for every part of the leg that I mentioned. So I want you to try that in different directions. Another thing you can do when you're on one leg is you can also change your arm positions. So you can change your arms from up to down to sideways. You can practice the foot being in a different position. You can have your leg out. You can have it to the side. You can have it behind. Anything to give it a different feel or a different taste. You can go ahead and twist your core. So you could have the leg across and see how long you can balance there. That's actually a good exercise for your abdomen. So you really want to think, let me take this leg across. Doesn't have to be out, it could be down. Right? It could be the heel. So you've got so many different ways to practice standing on one leg. Okay, so all of this is going to help your balance, and it's going to help your foot placement later on. We're going to do an exercise, and I'm going to ask Margaret to turn the camera so we can go to the stairs, because I want you to practice the same pitch by going down the stairs, okay? So I'm going to put the paper down for a second. I'm heading over to the stairs. Here I go. If you have stairs, this is a perfect exercise for you. I'm going to walk up the stairs, stand on the top step. I'm not going to hold on. My arms and frame are going to be in front of me. My face is right facing front. I'm going to get into that pitched position. I'm going to take one leg and I'm going to bring it down, put the front of my foot against the stair. I'm going to be on my left standing leg. I'm going to control the bending action. As I slide down to the bottom of that stair, I'm going to roll from my toe to my ball, to my arch, and to my heel. And I'm not going to change my pitch. If I change my pitch, I'm going to fall backwards. I want to do the same thing with the other leg so that I can get strong on both legs. So from here, I am going to lift this leg up, put it the front of my left foot on the front of the stair. I'm going to slide down, tighten my abs. I'm going to roll from my toe to my ball, to my arch, to the front part of my heel, and my pitch is still the same. This is a great exercise for strength, control, foot placement, and rolling through your foot. Okay, and that's all about pitch. Everything that we just talked about. I want you to think about that when we do our basics later on, okay? Next, let's go ahead and come out. The next thing I want to talk about, and some of you also know this already, but I have to keep reminding you because when I see you dance, your toes have a tendency to turn in this way or to be kind of parallel, and we always have a small amount of turnout, always and forever. Turnout, if you keep your feet like a little bit apart, they don't have to be as wide as your hips, you can bring them in, but what's going to happen, I want you to think about turning out the thigh sockets to open up the feet, not just opening up the ankles, but opening up the whole legs, okay? So that this is wide open. That's your exercise to get to turnout, okay? As you know, we have turnout in, when we first start in third position. How do we get that turnout? Okay, so you put a foot under each hip, and that is going to be your stance. That's going to be your base for the leaders. Same thing for the followers, a foot under each hip, and then the base for the followers. Notice that my left foot is turned out, and for the leaders, now my right foot is turned out. Turnout is critical. It helps create a bigger base. It helps you. So always think turnout. Whenever we do turns, our foot has to turn out. It can't turn in. That's called a sickled foot, and it kind of looks like this when we start dancing. So think turnout. Okay, third thing. Some of you have done this before over and over, but I want you to keep doing it. Foot articulation backwards. Let's talk about that. Let me put this paper down again. Walking backwards, whether it's the leader or the follower, leaders walk backwards on the 1 and the 2, sometimes on the 6, followers on the 4 and on the 6. So when you walk backwards, I want you to think toe, ball, arch, heel, knee straighten, right? So that means this knee straightened and then this one bent at the same time. It has to happen simultaneously. So for your practice, I want you to think, leaders and followers, I want you to think toe, ball, arch, heel, knee straighten. Toe, ball, arch, heel, knee straighten. Over and over and over. Always when you're going backwards, you have that pitch, right? And if you watch the first videos, we talked about strike. So before you do your toe, what happens? You actually strike your foot on the toe. Then the ball, then the arch, then the heel, and then the knee straighten. Practice that over and over and over, and over and over and over. Now, when you're walking forwards, whether you're a leader doing that on 4, or on 6, or a follower doing it on 1 and 2 and 3. So many different ways to strike your foot, okay? The first one we're going to talk about is just regular walking. When you walk, it's like a heel lead, right? You pick your feet up and you walk. When we do it as a dance, we break it down even more to the nth degree. So we think, when we're doing those 4 S's, and we're standing here and we do our 5 and a 6 and we're square, and then we shift our weight and we stretch our weight, then we strike our foot. So once I strike my foot to do a heel lead, it goes from the ball to the arch to the heel to a toe release. And toe release means the toe drops down. All right, so I'll do that again for the leaders and the followers. Let me do it for the leaders because they do that on 4. So if I'm doing a sugar push for the leaders, and I've got my 1, my 2, my 3 and here comes 4. That gives me lots of time, and 4 is a delayed step, for those of you that know what I'm talking about, right? Delayed step. So, in walking forward with a heel lead, as your foot lifts up, as it strikes, it goes ball, arch, heel, toe drop. Ball, arch, heel, toe drop. Now, if we do a toe lead, it's different. You're going to think about 5 and 6. You're going to think about striking your foot. You're going to go from the toe to the ball to the arch to the heel, but you have to have a leg straight. You can't go to a bent leg. You have to go to a straight leg. And where the timing comes in is through the body movement. Even if you have your foot all the way out there already, it's through the body movement that gets you there. rather than in the heel lead where we're taking all the time rolling through that foot and then the body comes, okay? So a toe strike is fine. Leaders, if you want to do that on your 4, it's fine. You can do it on your 4. So you can do it on your 1, your 2, your 3, and 4. But you can't transfer your weight until and. So you've got to make sure that you don't go 4 and then you're all the way on it. Yes? So that is articulation of the feet, backwards and forwards. Now, you want to make sure you also think about bending and straightening your legs. All of that kind of coordinates together. So when you're walking, you're bending and straightening, bending and straightening, bending and straightening, bending and straightening, bending and straightening. Don't stop it. If you stop it, it's going to look stiff. And you don't want to look stiff. You want it to look nice and fluid. Okay, the last one, gradual weight transfers. Some of you have heard this before. You want to practice making it fluid before you go into walking quickly and slowly. You want to do 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, and 100%. So when you're going through your basics, you really want to think 5 and 6. Each one of those steps, I was thinking, 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 100%. 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 100%. Same thing walking back. I'm here. I've got 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Gradual weight changes. Practice those through all of your basics. Okay. Now, let's take all of that and let's bring Margaret up. And we're going to go through the basics thinking about some of those things. Okay? So first things first. Let's actually do it on this side. Okay, so the first thing we talked about was our pitch. So our pitch is always a little bit forward, if you notice. We are not leaning back with our head weight. We are not leaning out with our butt weight, okay? You really want to think about pitching from the hips. Good. What was the second thing that we talked about? Anybody remember? Come on, we got pitch, we got turnout. So, Margaret and I are not standing with our feet in parallel. That would be very challenging, especially when we go to open up, right? That would be really hard to do. So turnout is critical. So we have to have a little bit of turnout. You can have your feet close together. You can have them a little bit further apart, all depending on what feels good to you as far as your base. Yes? Okay. Balance was another one. So if we were able to hold on to a partner and lift a leg up, we would still have to keep our pitch and keep our balance. And we should be able to move our foot around, move our arms around, and still be connected to the post or connected to a partner. All right? So that was the next thing. Let me think about that. Okay. Next was foot articulation and gradual weight changes. So when we articulate our feet, we do 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8. And that's what I want you to do. You can do it by yourself or you can do it together with a partner, but I want you to try to go through all the concepts we mentioned for the first class. Okay? All right. See you a little later. Cool.
Hello, lovely people, and now we're going to do a choreographed dance routine slash workout for you guys. The song is on my Spotify. I made a list of the 4 songs that I used for my 4 routines. Also, if you don't have Spotify, I will put a link, a YouTube link, with this video so you can watch it that way or listen to it that way. I'm going to go over the whole dance routine and then I'm going to do it to music so you guys have both, okay? We're gonna talk about sets of counting in sets of 8. We're doing this in sets of 8. So the first movement we're doing is like kind of a stretching movement, and we're doing this in 4 sets of 8. So we're going to raise our arms up. So 1, 2, 3, hold 4, go down 5, 6, 7, 8, again 1, 2, 3, hold 4, go down 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, hold 4, go down 5, 6, one more time, it's 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this movement is kind of getting you warmed up, kind of like a stretching movement. It goes really slow, so take your time with the going up, 2, 3, hold 4, hold here for a second, and then go down 5, 6, 7, 8. The next one is going to be using our knees. So we're kind of going to be popping our knees forward, so accentuating our knees going forward, so isolating. We're doing this in 2 sets of 8. So here we go. You can put your hands on your hips for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very nice. So accentuating the knees, going forward, not changing your level. The next thing we're going to be doing is using our shoulders, kind of accentuating our shoulders, going from side to side, and also walking. We're doing this in two sets of 8. We're going one way and then the other way. So I'm going to put my arms out like this because this is kind of a workout too. So if you want to do these movements a little more intense to get a workout, you can definitely do that. I tried it. It's very hard and I was starting to sweat a little bit. So we're going to go to this side first. I'm going to my right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we're going to go to the left. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're kind of shrugging our shoulders and also walking to the same side, and I'm crossing in back. And then the same with the other side, shrugging our shoulders and crossing behind. Keeping our whole body kind of still, except accentuating our shoulders here. And this whole time we're like engaging our core, so it's like a really good workout. So that was 2 sets of 8. Now we're going to move on to kickball changes. We're going to go forward and we're going to go back. So this is going to be 2 sets of 8. Here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And notice when I did that, I started with my right foot kicking forward for kickball change, kickball change, kickball change, kickball change. And when I did that, notice I kind of twerked my body. That helps me with that kickball change. I also snapped my finger forward. So when I went forward, my right foot kicked out, my left hand went forward, my left hand and my left shoulder went forward to get that twerking. And then when I went back, I used my other foot. So actually I used the same foot. No, I used my other foot. So I used my left foot. So I used my left foot and then the right side of my body and my right hand went forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So opposite. So get that twerk feeling, engage that core. We're going to use our abs. Here we go. The next one. We're doing great. The next one is going to be sweeps. Or you could call them rondes, sweeps. We're going to do 4 sets of 8 of these. So 2 on one foot and 2 on the other foot. When we do this, same in a dance when we're using our rondes, we're going to kind of get lower and get lower. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're doing the other side, and my hands are kind of going in like a swimming motion, like a breaststroke all the way around. So here we go, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And like I said, when we do this, we're bending our bodies kind of like, almost like a squat if you want to do this as a workout. So we're kind of squatting with our other leg, bending, and then we're sweeping and using our arms at the same time with a pointed foot. Don't forget that. Same thing on the other side. Sweeping, bending the other leg, and using the arms at the same time. Here we go with the next movement. Now we're going to do a box step for 2 sets of 8. All right, so everyone knows a box step, I think, I hope. Here we go for 2 sets of 8. So we're gonna go forward, side, back, cross, forward, side, back, cross. So 2 sets of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And feel free, I'm using my right foot first to go forward. Feel free if you want to do left. That's totally fine too. So if you want to start with your left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feel free to do that. Next, we're going to, so at the end of that box step, and you'll see it when I do it with music, but we're kind of going to step out. It goes with the music. We're going to take a step out, so step, step, and an X with our arms. So you'll see that in the video. And then after the X, we're going to repeat the shoulders, the kickball changes, and the box step. So in the video, you will see that when I do it with music, but I'm just letting you know, after this X, we're going to go back to shoulders, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, shoulders, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to repeat kickball changes, forward and back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last thing we're going to repeat is the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. Last couple things. We're repeating the sweeps again. So we're repeating the sweeps again, but this time we're doing it for 4 counts. So repeating again for 4 counts. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very nice. Now we're going to step to the front and turn, step to the back and turn. So step, turn, step, turn. Again, we're going to repeat the shoulders to the one side, shoulders to the other side. Kickball change, front and back, box step. And then the last thing we're gonna do is step, turn. So I gave you this whole routine to this song, the whole entire song. It can be more for dance, it can be more for workout, it can be both. I'm gonna do it with music. So let's get started. Paper blade routine, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the X. Shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kick ball change forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sweeps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 5, 6. Other leg. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 5, 6. Here's the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4. Here's the X. Shoulders again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kickball change. Forward. 3, 5, 7. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4. Here's the sweeps. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, forward. 1, 2, 3. Shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kickball change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stretch. 5. Yay! Thank you guys. Thanks for joining us this Monday.
Yay! And Timothy says hi to everyone as well. Practice, practice.
Love you guys. Miss you.
Bye.
Bye.